あーんとうーんとうーんとほうおともやんお疲れ。また変なゲームよ。ああ、もう読めないもん。もう英語ですらないもん。ウクライナの天国の100を記念して、もうわかんないもん。日本語出てなおわかんないもん。今回はシャーロックホームズだよ。うるさくない？ゲームをバカうるさいんだけど。ブラックピーターの夢、推理空間アイコンは手がかりのいくつかが重要な推論を構築。早いな。容疑者の中の一人を告発できる十分な手がかりが揃っていることを示しています。ほう。人物の観察が完了すると、事件簿の張り乱し人物像にその人物の簡単な描写が記録。推理アイコンは新しい手がかりを見つけることに表示されます。あ、終わりか？ああ、ホームズね。え、ゲームもちっちゃくね？ほう。あれどこ行った？あったあった。おお、クマ。危なっ。
Stop, Holmes.
危なっ。
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
自信に満ちた歩調、手錠の音、警察官。九段目を避ける。レストレード警部。
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
メリーダン
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
資格を押して事件簿を開くと、現時点の捜査の進展状況を確認することができる課題証拠などなど。字幕間違ってなかった？ 1994 つったよな。で、1884年って書いてたよね。おーおーおーおーおーおーおーおー顕微鏡じゃなかろうよ。結構字幕ガバガバやな。
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
ありがとう。
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
ティケアミ？おお、結構ある
This
な。
is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
ごめんって。
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
君走れないの？選択して。走る R2。あ、タッチパッドも使うんだ。珍しい。お。お。おう。お。え？おお。あ、これでしょ、シャーロック・ホームズって言ったら。これは違うな。ワトソンだよね、この帽子は。アンロックシステムあんの？めんどくさ。めんどくさ。どうやって帰るってか、どうやって出るん？お、バイオ4のタイプライターだ。何にもないよ。ここか。木こりのリー。ピーター・リアリー、キャリー、木こりのリー、着ていく服を選び、木こりのリー。はあ。
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
完了。反響？ああ。お。
These footprints appear to be quite large.
ほう。聞こえのリーの一角の湿った土に最近残された正体不明の足跡、殺人者のものかもしれない。おそらくこの足跡と、一致する。どうやんだこれ。フーツを見つけることができるだろう。ほう。あれ？庭。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
いい庭だ。会話内で尋ねる。有能な庭師が働いている。おつー。
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
だけかい。ここ開かない。ほうほうほう。3人称になった。おお。一人称は酔うからね。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
ほほほほほほ。やっほー。
Mr. Holmes?
はいはい、使い回しね。使い回しモブね。お。
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
本当だよ。
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
あの晩、下着につけて庭師がいるのか。庭師がいるのか。
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
マジ？何言ってんのこれ。亀をカトリックのロザリオ。面白いなこのゲーム。冠柄。何それ。園芸用手袋。鳥小屋。
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
やば。
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock. I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
ほう。すべてが楽になるって何？
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. We lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
やば。
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
なんで？
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy.
あ、そういうこと
He
か。
was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
プリマスって誰？プリマスって何？は？は？あ、違う。正しい答えを選びます。
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless,
Yes.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
巡礼。ピーターとの不幸な結婚で、なんちゃらケアリーはなんちゃらかんで、不快な生活を送っている。あ、へえ。だからなんだよ。はあ。でも、やり直してくれるのいい
He
な。
was different, wasn't he, when you first met him?
あ、
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
あ、ちょっと違った。なんでだよ。
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth.
知らんわ。
I believe that you met
知らん
Peter
わ。
Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Who could do such a thing? Who could do such a thing?
へえ。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
でかいかぼちゃ。あれ、こっから来たんじゃね？おい。
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
は
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
なくなってんじゃね
Good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
なんじゃ。
These scratches are fresh.
ほう。
You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool. What a terrible way to die.
意外とリアル、生々しいな。何？
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps. The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
マッコウクジラって歯あるんだ。めっちゃ調べるのある。
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
あ、
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
つまり
Harpoons for hunting whales. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 18...
なんでハテナのままなんだ。
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
船とかのことはなんか C っていうらしいよね。He じゃなくて It でもなくて。
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
は？船だよな、これ。バカむずくね。こうじゃないの？あ、へえ、めんどくさ。 マジか。バカ難しいじゃん。マジ？絶対違うの、さっきだったけどな。飛ばすって何？ああ、飛ばさない。なんで上下だけなんだ？おお。
Yes. This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong.
ああ、むず。
Sailors. Someone drank from this glass recently.
直で飲まないんだ。
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
へえ。本体育か。わお。
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
あら。え？
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
ひゅーん。
These abbreviations mean something, but what? This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Cool.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
おー。え？はあ。何？え？待ち伏せを計画する。
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
ほう。
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a
Dundee.
whaling map.
へえ。
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
はあ。めっちゃシャーロック・ホームズっぽいな。え？
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's
小
cabin.
屋の裏で窓の近く。
Mr. Holmes?
小屋の裏の窓の近く。
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
ハイドポジだ、ハイドポジ。おー。
Did you hear that?
声でかくない？誰だ？
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
お？え、待って。
Mr. Holmes, come and see what we've caught in our net.
Mr. Holmes?
はい。
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
そうだそう
Shall
だ。
I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
イエーイ。
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
めちゃめちゃイギリスなまりやね。あ、キャントがカントになったり、ネームがナームになったりするのよね。はメリガンの所持品を保持品メリガンの所持品を調べる。よかった。
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? あ なかった今。どうするか。
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
At your service, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes?
どこ？ここ。お？お。
These are the suspect's belongings.
はいはいはい。
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin
ああ
floor.
生々しいの。略記あるものが必要。ほう。
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
はあ、これ。
And partner, 1883.
結婚してんの？
To my friend from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
はあ。持ってっちゃったよ。
These abbreviations mean
ある
something.
ものが必要。
What?
あ。おお。全然わかんないシステムが。とりあえずでもあれだね。書庫を見りゃいいんでしょ？書。はい。お。
This
Oi.
is where I...
あ
That is not the one I need.
あ、これや。ドーソン&ネリガン投資会社が破綻。ネリガンは失踪。コーンウェル州に拠点を置く地方銀行は多額の貸し倒れ損失が原因で破産宣告を受けて倒産した。英国で23番目に大きな銀行で歴史上2番目に最大の負債額となる経営破綻になる。会社の破綻は多くのコーンウェル家に破滅を引き起こした。コーンウェルって誰だっけ？銀行家の一人であるジョシュア・ネリガンは不可解な失踪を遂げた。最後に彼を見たのはノルウェー出発に備えて準備をするためにヨットに乗り込んでいるところだった。ネリガンは現在警察と債権者から捜索されている。かわいそうに。
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
へえ、面白いこのゲーム。また戻るのか？パカラパカラパカラパカラパカラパカラ。あ、やべえ。これの話聞かなきゃ。まだいるかな。あの箱なんですか？
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
マジで言ってる？
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
吸ってないの？
Thank you, madam.
え？こうやってまだ入れるっけ？あれ？小屋どこ？
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
なんでハテナなんだろう。謎セーブ入ったし。もういっか。ただいまよ。これで分かったんか？
These are the suspect's belongings.
今あるものが必要って。
These abbreviations.
なんだよ。おかえり。なんだ。わかんねえぞ。
Locked.
捕鯨の船乗りのおっちゃんが殺されてね。で、なんか、青年が今捕まってんだけど、そいつと、事件のつながりがわからないという。あ、いたいたいたいた。こいつこいつ。ヤッホー。え、ネリガンってこいつじゃん。
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
確かになんか犯人っぽくねえんだよな。
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
そうだよ。
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a
そうだそう
partner.
だ。出た。みすぼらしい帽子。ホームズの観察ですね。当て布。高価な布。へえ。短い袖。精巧なボタン。誰かのお下がりってこと？おお、タコ。傷跡。お、細い首。何がわかるのそれで。
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
かたくなやな。へえ。
No,
結構
Mr. Nelligan.
扱う。
I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich
あ、やっ
man,
ぱ
Mr.
お下がり
Nelligan.
か、父ちゃんの。
Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while
ダメじゃ
working.
ね？
I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and
なる
Joshua
ほど。
Nelligan's disappearance.
こいつの親父は、とある銀行のお偉いさんだったんだけど、銀行が経営破綻してて、潰れた時に、失踪してるのよ。で、海に行ったって言ってて、今の話で。で、被害者は船乗りだから、まあ同じ海にいたんじゃないかと。怪しいですね、と。
Mr. Holmes?
出た。よくわかんないやつ。はあ。わかんねえ。マジ？これマジでわかんないんだけど。文字化けはやめてくれよ。全然わかんないんだけど。Oh my gosh。マジでこれがわかんない。この中から2つ選んで推理するんだけど、マジでこれがわからんのよね。迅速な行動。そうそうそうそうそうそう。あ、違うのこれ。あ、何選んだ何選んだ今。未熟で訓練されていない男が森を投げて完全に体を貫通できるほど上手に投げることができるのか確かめる必要がある。あ、被害者はですね、 捕鯨用の森で体貫通させられて死んでるんですよ。しかも狭い小屋の中で。
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
はあ。捕鯨用、そう。被害者は捕鯨用の船の船長だったから。19歳の青年。裕福な、ね、幼少期を送ったけど10年前に父親が失踪、家族は貧乏に。魚をさばく仕事をして家族を助けた。肉体労働を長期間やっていたけど体は虚弱。ほう。森投げの実験をすると。ワッツン。今やったじゃん。何選んだっけ。あ、違う。選択肢減ってる。違う。違う。違う。違う。ファック。は。はははあ、なぜ。手帳の回収。被害者の血の海に落ちていった手帳を取り戻そうと誰かが押し入ろうとした。押し入れを試みた人物が犯人だと言える。あいつじゃないのか。まだあるの。全部違うじゃん。はあ。まあいいや、実験しよっか。ワットソン。
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a
やめろ。
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
やば。被害者の遺体のそばにはナイフが落ちていたようです。結構大変だなこのゲーム。これ。
That should do it.
ゲー
Now I am ready for the experiment.
ここね。ここにこんな感じで こんな感じでこっち向きで森で刺されて死んでいたわけですね。あ、違う、走んなくていいんだ。お肉屋さん。うわ、マジ。
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
でしょうね。
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
息を止めるって何？ここでしょ？これ外したらどうなる？え、マジ？
Holmes, I can't believe it. Did you just miss?
無駄な要素があるな。結構判定難しいんか？あ、難しい。やめちゃった。あ、そうか。息止めてられないのか。もうちょっとできるだろう。あ、
Holmes, you should try to aim better.
マジ？
As hard as you can.
えぐい難しいが。あ、ちょっと広くなった。ダメ？あ、どんどん広くなっていく。6つ。先手必勝。
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Hi.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
必要な力。おお。だよね。これはわかるわ。森を投げて男の胸を貫通し、壁まで突き刺すには並外れた腕力が必要。熟練度も必要。男が2人で協力して行った場合も同じような結果が達成できるかもしれない。おお。未熟で訓練していない男が森でピーター・ケリーの体を貫通して壁に突き刺したということはありえない。じゃあガキンチョは犯人ではないと。あ、なんなの？あ、あ、とりあえずガキンちゃんのとこ行くか。はいはいはいはいはいはいはい。ああ、まだダメなんですね。はいはいはいはいはい。 はいはいはいはいはいはいはいはい。ヤッホー。
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
あ、ここじゃない。何をするんじゃ。使い道を見つける。あ、使い道って何？これ？あ、肉焼けなくなった。なんで？あ、ここはスコットランドヤードか。はい。足跡どこだっけ？ここだ。お。よいしょ。ちゃうんかい。ピーター・キャーリーのブーツは足跡と一致しないと。積んだんだが。あ。違うじゃん、じゃあ。めっちゃ難しいじゃん。
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful. My archive. I can always consult with it. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
助けて、わからん。
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
へえ。
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British
ワン
Empire.
ちゃん。あ、ワンちゃん。はあ。急にノーヒントになるじゃん。助けて。
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
助けてよ。
Mr. Holmes?
Locked.
ああ、開くんだ。これ、どこ？検視的な？おお。お前が。なんもねえべよ。 わお、積んだ。
Mr. Holmes?
なんもないの君も。
What am I doing here? I've done.
おー、やっべえ。全くわからん。言ってくんないの？じゃあ、ここがスコットランドヤードだ。ああ。お、謎セーブ入った。クックドゥドゥルドゥ。おばちゃん。
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
おばちゃんも何も教えてくれない。へえ、わからん。
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small...
へえ。うひょ、うひょん。
These footprints appear to be quite large.
へえ。どないするん？あ？
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
激ムズやん。ひえ。早くも積んでしまったのか。この違いもわかんねえしな。想像力を働かせる。シャーロックの才能を働かせる。操作人物を切り替える。何も変わらんがな。 やば、マジでわからん。急に難しいじゃん。助けて。
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
助けてよ。
My analysis table. It is useful for my work. My archive. I can always consult with it. My archive. I can always...
これが何か。なんだよ。わかんねえよ。Oh my goodness.
Oh,
これか。
That's the one I need.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
これがどうしたの？
This is the crew list of the Sea log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
愛ちゃんヤッホ
Log notes for July. Nothing special.
ー。は
Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
あ？あら。
Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are three ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first two of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
はあ。やっと進んだ。ですね、かつて捕鯨で見せた方が早いか。かつてアザラシ狩りと捕鯨業で成功して引退して木こりになったおじいちゃんとかおっちゃんが捕鯨用の森で刺されて死にました。その犯人を探しております。 ほう。あ、吹いてね。よし。で、今容疑者として19歳の青年が捕まってるけど、そいつは犯人じゃないっぽいです。真犯人を探しましょう。
These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder if these are connected.
CPR これや。
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
残りの証券が小屋の中で見つかった。債権者の名簿が載っているネリガンの手帳が以前この場所にあったことが証明された。はあ、高価な有価証券は盗まれたブリキ缶に保管されていた。はあ、何？ジョン・ネリガンは有価証券を盗んでいるところを見られたのかもしれない。これがピーター・キャリー。じゃあネリガンが犯人だよ。ああ、ネリガン犯人になっちゃった。えっ、はあ、そういうこと？いやー、違うでしょ。うわ、このゲーム。何？赤色は推理に論理的な矛盾があることを強調している。早いな。ああ。ええ、難しいな、このゲーム。お、話せる。
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
は？
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I am innocent. What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
振り出しに戻ったか。振り出しに戻ったか。公開日誌。ウィギンズならベーカー街にどこかにいるはずだ。どこかってどこ？
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen young detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
ホームレスのことか。
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
ちっちゃ。
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
ちゅうことで、次回真犯人発見なるか、名探偵になれるのか、こうご期待ということで、面白いなこのゲーム。ほなまたいつかお会いしましょう。